Hey y'all, your girl is back. The queen is back on YouTube. I know it's been a while. I'm just going to jump into the updates. In case you're new here, I'm Sean, Queen of DC. I lived in DC over 30 years. I quit my job, retired early. And when I say retire, I didn't retire from an employer or a system, meaning I don't get a check every month. I designed my life to retire early. I sold or gave the majority of my belongings away, terminated my lease so that I could travel the world solo full time. I've been traveling 8 months and been to 10 countries solo on this journey. On this channel, I'll post travel tips, hotel reviews, vlogs, new countries to explore, and things to do. If this is your vibe, hit subscribe and hit that bell for notification of new videos because we are about to explore a whole new world and have some fun on this adventure. I'm always asked 2 questions on this journey. The first question is, what made you decide to sell all your belongings and travel the world full time solo? Well, I'll tell you. In 2016, it was my first visit to Paris to run the marathon. And just being there, I felt so comfortable. I felt at home. It was easy. I loved it. And I said, you know what? One day I'm going to live abroad. That was not my first time abroad. But something about that trip just touched my soul. It just felt like home. And I said, you know what? I'm going to live abroad one day. I think I'll live in France, in Paris. I would really love to live in Paris, but I'm going to move abroad one day. That was 2016. That's in the back of my mind. And I'm the type of person, once I say I'm going to do something, it may happen 10 years from now, but if I put my mind to it, I said I was going to do it, it's a goal, it will happen. The pandemic came, and that's when traveling stopped. And I was like, whoa, we weren't able to do anything during that time frame. That was about 3 years for me, 20 to 2022? That my traveling. I no longer travel. If you look at my channel, I've been posting travel videos of all the places I've been around the world, and that just stopped. When the pandemic shut us down, I had time to really think about my life and say, you know what, this is a scary time. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. I was not waiting to the end of my life, to 60 years old, to retire or to live out my dreams. I want to do it now while I'm healthy. I'm able to do things solo and have the joy of doing the things I want to do the way I want to do them. I need to get my house in order. I need to focus on things in life that I want to achieve and that will give me happiness that I desire for how I want to live my life, how I want to design my life. It's always about designing my life. And I said years ago I want to live abroad, so it's time to put that plan into action. I got serious about it. I said, ooh, okay. When you get serious about something, when I do, I'm like, okay, it's time to plan and execute. That takes me to the next step of how am I going to do this, which leads to the second question people have. How did you do it? I'm a writer. I believe in writing things down because you write it, you see it, you believe it, you achieve it. That is how I live my life. I tell people I manifested my entire life, even before I knew what the word manifestation was, because I'll set a goal, I write it down, it's there, it's in the back of my mind, and I'm working towards, even when I don't think I'm working towards it, I'm working towards it. I'm moving in that direction because it's back there. Even if it sometimes not at the top of my brain, it's back there, and I'm working to move to the next level. And I do believe seeing it, getting it out of your head so that you can plan it and you can see what's going on and pay attention to the details, that is part of my planning process. First step was to plan and say, okay, what's the big issue here? Debt. Debt is my biggest issue because I feel tied down with debt. I'm not going to take debt with me. go traveling the world. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take this load with me. Step one, eliminate debt. That means you got to take a look at your debt. You got to sit down, pen and paper, figure out your debt, develop a plan on how you're going to pay it off and not keep spending. And that's what I did. I had a total of $32,000 in debt. Don't, I look at it and I say, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I should not have had that much debt. Some of it was I put to the side because I thought, oh, it's too big. I'm not going to pay it off. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll pay the $400 a month and just keep it going like that. I ain't going to even worry about it. It's not bothering anything. This debt could have been paid off. It really could have. And I was just so embarrassed at myself. And I said, you know what? It is what it is, girl. Okay, now you recognize it. Get on it. Don't dwell. Just do what you got to do. And I wrote it down here. I had a $14,000 credit card bill. I had $10,000 in taxes. Now, wait a minute. This is not my fault. The 1 year I didn't go to my regular tax guy because I was late, and I said, you know what? I'll just take it to H&R Block. Big mistake. Don't use them. Big mistake. The guy was so inept. He submitted my tax forms, and I'm like, wait a minute. Let me review this again. He had already submitted them, and he forgot a significant amount of my income to add, and therefore he couldn't retract it. Thus, I had to amend it, and that amendment took an entire year. I was not going to pay the federal government until they figured out the calculations of what I owed, and I just said, penalties, whatever, I'll just pay it when they send me the notice. I didn't want to overpay. I didn't want to underpay. I just pay them what I owe them. And that took a year because this was during COVID. It took an entire year to get that notice. But anyway, that money was put to the side. I had to pay the state. They got their money right away. DC was not playing. They processed that amendment. And I had $5,300 in another credit card bill and $2,700 in a credit card bill. That totaled $32,000. Now looking at that, that could have been paid off. This is what I'm working with now. I started researching the best way to pay off my debt. Should I use the snowball method? Should I use the avalanche method? And I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. You've paid off debt before, and you can do it again. Just do it your way. And that's what I did. I always do things my way anyway. I said, I'm going to pay off the smallest debt and work from there. I got my plan together starting in March 2020 when we broke out and started working at home. And by June, I was ready. I had everything set up on how to eliminate my debt. I had looked at it, written everything down, and said, okay, by June, it's time to go to work. And that's when I said, looking at my lifestyle, looking at my earnings, and looking at what I owed, I said, I'm going to pay off $22,000 in a year. From 21 to 22, I'll pay off the $10,000. And that's what I did. And I was so proud of myself. Here's the one thing that I did not do. I did not accrue more debt. Once I paid off the credit cards, one of them I closed. I'm a minimalist. And here's the thing though, I did not want to accumulate more stuff, nothing. I had been living my life for stuff at this point, and I didn't need any more stuff. I was not buying new things. I was not going on trips. I went home to St. Louis, but I didn't go on any other trips because that's short term. I was into my long-term goal. People were taking trips once it calmed down a little bit. Nope, I refused. I said, I know my goal, and that is what I'm working towards. I don't have that fear of missing out. But my lifestyle didn't change now. Don't get me wrong there. If I wanted to have a nice meal, if I wanted to do anything, buy myself jewelry, that was done. I did not deprive myself of anything. I never have. And I still kept the same lifestyle. I just did not accumulate more debt. I did not spend it on what I felt were unnecessary items. I did not travel because that would take a big chunk of my money. I did go back and forth to St. Louis, but that's different to visit my parents. But other than that, no, I was not taking anything that took chunks of money from my savings. I had to eliminate this debt. In that first year, from June 20 to June 2021, I'm sorry, I eliminated $22,000 in debt. I still kept working out. I still had my trainer. Like I say, my lifestyle on what was important and what I valued didn't change. It's just that those other things that I didn't find important, that took a lot of my money, I didn't spend my money on it. If I'm not spending money, I'm saving money, and that's what I did. I saved my money, and I was always saving money, but eliminating debt allowed me to save at a higher rate. And I liked seeing how much I was saving. And any money that I received, whether it was a bonus, commission, whatever extra money, gift, any money I received was saved. And I used Digit app. I used the Capital app. I finally heard from the federal government in July 2021, got that bill from the amendment and immediately paid them off. Done. But during this process, I'm not just focused on debt. I'm also focused on an exit strategy for my job. When is the best time to leave? When do I want to terminate my lease? So those are things I had to take into consideration based on finances, based on where I was with my goal. And I developed that plan during the process as well. I knew I didn't want to go into the winter in DC anymore. I wanted to be done by October. And I knew, okay, that means you need to stop working in September and you take the full month of September and October to shut it down. And that's what I did. And everything worked according to plan. It all worked according to my plan. Oh gosh. And then also doing that step. So that was like a step 2. And a step 3 was doing this process of everything is going on, doing multiple things. I'm researching countries. I'm taking personal and professional development classes that didn't cost more than $100. I'm not out here giving up $5,000, $3,000. None of that. Just things that I needed to focus on and to learn more about as I'm transitioning into this new life, living abroad, and resources that I need. And again, that was just part of the plan, just all perfect planning. That's how I did it, y'all. It wasn't a magic formula. It was based on my life, and you could do it too. Step 1, plan. Step 2, eliminate debt. Step 3, save. Do not accumulate more debt or stuff. Step 4, create an exit strategy for your home, for your job, whatever that may be. Step 5, research. I had to research cost of living in countries, visas, places I would like to live, things of that nature. And step 6, execute, baby. You can do it. I did it. You can do it. And I know it takes a different mindset and it takes you time. I'm never one to rush things. So it took me from 2020 to 2022. That's 2 years, 2 whole years. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It is in the plan and the processing, and I'm working towards it. So it's all good. That is how I, achieve my goals. And I've done it in the past. I've helped others do it. And it's just easy once I make my mind up for me. And I didn't find it challenging. I found it very rewarding because I knew in the end, it would be sweet. And it is very sweet. And I'm so proud of my accomplishment. I'm excited to be back on YouTube to share my journey. Many women have contacted me who want to move abroad, but they don't know how or what steps to take. If my journey can help you, subscribe to the channel. Do you want to move abroad? Do you want to travel the world full-time, solo, take a sabbatical? Let me know in the comments. I'll answer any questions you may have. You're not alone. This is about community. On this road, you have to build community. It's uplifting. It keeps you inspired. You may be solo, but you are not alone. Let's get this party started. I have 8 months of travel to share. Subscribe, like, and share this video, and stay tuned. Until next time, peace.